The second game of the road trip for the Heat, they went into Cleveland and they pretty much took care of business. There was a couple different reasons why. They defended really well against Donovan Mitchell and others. They shot 45% from three, which I don't remember the last time they did anything close to that. And the role players played pretty well. Taylor Martin had a big game. Gave Vincent some big shots. They had decent contributions from other guys. But the main guy in this game, obviously, was Jimmy Butler. He led the way, but it was kind of the way he did it and kind of picking apart the best defense in basketball. This Cleveland team has been very good defensively. They were fully intact. And I just kind of want to show, because we talked about recently with the teams that are throwing doubles at him and how he responded. I thought he responded really well to kind of this matchup of, a matchup that's not always been his favorite, which is just a lengthy front court. So I'm going to start right here. First quarter, this game could have went south pretty quickly with the way the offense was looking to be in this game. They started now getting into their base, which sometimes their base is hero band pick and roll. Against this type of matchup when nothing's flowing, your base is Jimmy Butler mid-post touches. So you're going to see right here, the whole goal in this game was that if he can get Ricky Rubio in his back, if he could get a Darius Garland switch, that's all they wanted, because then they can react to their offense from there. Right here, this is the Ricky Rubio one. They get it in this type of isolation. Jared Allen's trying to help over with Orlando Robinson, and it's kind of easier to do that. But he's kind of just working it. He ends up getting into his space. He over Jared Allen with the help, kind of comes over late for the help, but he's able to kind of knock it down in that low post. So then the other guy, there was kind of three primary defenders. It's the small guy, which is like Rubio or Garland. There's the Mobley, which is kind of the primary defender that Cleveland wanted. And then there was the Dean Wade factor, which is kind of that middle ground. But the difference is if Garland or Rubio's on him, he's going into a mid to low post touch. If Dean Wade is on him, he's going into a face-up. And that's pretty much what we saw. He's going to rise up a little bit higher when he has this matchup. Now he's going to try to use his speed to his advantage. He ends up giving him a jab, gets to the rim, ends up knocking down a pretty tough bucket. But that's pretty much what he was doing the entire game. There's kind of trends that if he plays lengthier matchups, he starts shooting a little bit more threes. He hit one early, but this is the stuff he needs to get to. And that's what he was doing all game. And this is pretty much why they won the game, is because he was forcing mismatches throughout the entire night. Now you see him at the bottom of the screen right here. He has Garland on his basically guarding him. He's going to loop and do a little bit of something they run all the time is a cross screen, but obviously there's no screen here. It's just wide open because they're rolling into transition. Oladipo notices, he waits, he hits him right here. I thought this was probably one of the best plays of the game. I'm going to show another one right after this. But you see the Bam now running into the picture a little bit late. You see Jared Allen helping over and setting that double, but he doesn't get flustered or anything or try to rush anything. He just waits it out. He looks like a quarterback even. He's just sitting there in the pocket, just waiting to make a read. Now Jared Allen backs off, and now Jimmy's waving Depot to kind of slide over so Mobley doesn't have this kind of hard nail help. Depot's going to rush over. Now Jared Allen's going to blitz once again. Now he whips it right down the lane, baseline to Bam for a quick dunk. That type of stuff, if he has it going in the mid post, the low post, and he gets that switch, it's not even just about his scoring. It's about what happens after he starts scoring, about the way the defense reacts. And if he's picking apart a defense like this, that's a pretty good sign. Now we fast forward a little bit later. This is a sideline out of bounds play. And I thought this play was just a really unique play. Something, like I said, they run all the time is Jimmy cross screens. All they're trying to do is just try to force this switch down low with Lowry screening. They're going to fight through a little bit. He ends up getting Mobley on him anyway. But now you're going to see them operate here. You're going to see them operate kind of a three-man action. Jimmy's in that mid-post baseline. It's either at the top of the key. Bam looks like he's going to screen. This is something they can run where basically Bam's going to screen. Tyler runs in into a little bit of a curl, and he can receive it. Pretty simple action. But the way they're going to kind of mask this is they're trying to work just a slip screen late in the second quarter. They're trying to just get something to the rim right here because Mobley's on Jimmy. Right here, he's going to screen. He's going to slip it. Actually, it kind of is a miscommunication on this play because both Tyler and Bam slip at the same time, so it's kind of awkward. If Bam just slips, it probably looks a lot cleaner, but it still works either way as I go back over time to show it in full motion. You're going to see them both slip. Jimmy just hits Bam, and he ends up getting the dunk. Those type of plays, when you run those three-man actions, that stuff always looks pretty good for this team. And now we fast forward late in the fourth quarter, just quick kind of show how they kind of close this game out now. Jimmy's being guarded by Mobley. Like I said, that's what Cleveland wants. Gabe Vincent, this is something they do almost specifically early in the season. They're always going to go to guard screening late in games for Jimmy Butler. They want to try to get the smaller matchup. The thing is, there's not many teams that are going to, especially a good defensive team like this, they're not going to give it up most of the time. They're going to scramble switch it. So what Jimmy has to do is react quickly. So you're going to see right here, he's trying to get the Garland switch. They're not going to give it to him. He ends up kind of going past both of them. Mobley's going to be there for the contest. He ends up missing it. Bam gets the rebound, ends up going back up. But you see Jimmy making these reactions and reads to kind of get to these spots. If I don't think many people are, especially in the playoffs, are going to be worried about a team slowing down Jimmy that much, It's more about the counter pieces, but still, this stuff's so important, I guess, for them moving forward. Now the final one late in the game again, another guard screen. He's going to switch out real quickly and then recover. This is all they're trying to do. Now Jimmy has literally maximum room to operate. This is probably what Cleveland wants a little bit. They want Jimmy isolation versus Mobley and just kind of live with the result, not him getting to the basket. He has to kind of flow into a mid-range. Right here, he ends up getting into that mid-range, a little fade over the top. He ends up knocking it down, pretty much icing the game. So just the way that they were able to do this in this game, Jimmy was obviously the main reason why they won this game, but his different reactions to different matchups, different reads, I thought it was a really good game from him.